We're split pretty even. Half want mutiny, half want loyalty to the captain.
I count 6 of us in here that can probably put up a decent fight. And are more than willing to. We just need an opportunity to get out.
He says, you counting that monster and that demon witch.
They'll fight.
I can't get the keys to the shackles if that's what you're asking.
No, we just need to make sure that when we're, A, we need someone else to help us fight once we're out here and to direct us around the ship, because we have no idea. And B, we need to make sure that when we're making some noise getting out, no one comes in here and roughs us up while we're still, you know, shackled.
You don't hear a response for several minutes. And then, finally you hear, talk to me again tomorrow. I'll know then. And then that's it. You don't get any more out of him.
Alright, so if we want to wait another day, I've tried to convince him nicely to help us, because he's, and I explain a little bit about the necromancer.
Okay.
How fabulous.
If he doesn't want to help us from me talking to him nicely today, I'll talk a little bit less nicely tomorrow.
Hey, you with your brain talking powers, can you inflict any harm on him that way? Or is it all mental?
Now, I could, well, I mean, yes, but that's not, that would be more of a side effect than a intentional thing.
Just, if you had to use force, if you could give him a little headache.
Probably not without killing him.
Okay, fair enough.
Alright, so are we going ahead with the escape plan tonight?
Shouldn't we wait till tomorrow to see what he says?
I'm willing to give him the day. I don't know about anyone else.
No,
Yeah.
I'm willing to wait to see if we get a guard ally.
Yeah,
I mean, my hope is that he's maybe going to bring it up with another guard or two he knows is also pissed off about the necromancer,
Yeah.
and maybe it'll be a little bit better.
Or they're all
We'll
going to come in tomorrow and slit our throats instead of giving us bread.
I'll give it one day.
Yeah,
If
no,
he's
I
not
agree.
if he's not on board tomorrow, then we do it.
Tomorrow, if talking to him nicely doesn't work today, tomorrow I will talk to him not so nicely, because I have a fairly hefty intimidate score.
Okay.
Fair enough.
The day goes by.
Also,
I'm cool with it.
I have one question, Brick.
Okay.
Just give me a second to check something. Basically, I'm wondering if they bothered to shackle my tail.
Have you tried to conceal it in any way?
I mean, they would definitely know it's there just from when they captured me.
You are the
They
first
definitely
tiefling these pirates have ever seen. They would not have done anything with your tail at all.
Okay.
I was assuming you were just sitting on it. Do you have a tail plan you'd like to share with the group, Nick? Are you going to do something magnificent with your butt?
I'm looking to see if my tail is prehensile or not. Because if it counts as just like a basic limb, that would definitely be some advantage in trying to escape.
I'm going to rule that it isn't. Only because I'm playing a tiefling tomorrow night and the thought never crossed my mind. Which means there's nothing in the book about it.
Plan?
Because if there was
Booker's
something in the
stealing this
book
plan.
about my having a prehensile tail, I would be swinging a sword with that shit.
I could toss you a dagger.
So,
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about that.
Yeah, we'll
so
hold off.
Just a
I-
thought I had.
it was a good thought, though.
I mean, even if it's not, you know, it's fairly thick and broad, and I could probably use it to like at least do a sweeping attack or something.
Alright, so the next day, same routine, you hear the bar slide away. This time, though, you see the first guard, who you all recognize as the one yesterday that Tarek addressed. Tarek? No, Tarin. I'm getting Tarek and Adric
And Adric.
mixed up back and forth. My
Yeah.
bad. Okay. The man he's with, dressed like an officer, a pirate officer, you know, fluffy or frilly shirt. He has a black vest. He has, what kind of weapon does he have? It's a good question. He's actually wearing armor. He's got studded leather on.
Okay.
He has a rapier at his side. Long, wavy, blonde locks, scruffy blonde beard covering the bottom half of his face. big, thick, laced boots. The fighter walks in, looks around the room, points over to Tarin, looks back at the officer. So that's him there. And then he leaves, and the door closes.
Oh,
The blonde man kneels down next to you, Tarin. Draws a dagger out of a sheath on his boot. Holds the flat of it up against your neck. Leans in real close. And whispers to you. He says, "This is the first I've ever heard of a prisoner attempting a mutiny. I have a mind to slit your throat, bleed you out right now. What do you say to that?"
please don't. I don't like sitting in blood.
I'll talk to him in his head, obviously, so I don't have to, worry about the dagger on my throat. And I'll say, I could make the offer a lot better for an actual officer. I mean, that guy obviously wasn't...
What did he tell you? What do you know? What do you think you know?
What do you think I know?
He presses the metal of the dagger deeper into your neck. He says, "Now's not the time to mince words, love."
I know that apparently some of the pirates here aren't particularly happy with current management.
Go on.
I know that they're fairly upset about having their patron deity's shrine defaced, and rightly so. I know they're promised riches and power that are well beyond the means of apparently what they've actually been granted. And more to the point, I know they're just kind of pissed off.
When you mentioned...
It doesn't seem like your standard looting, raping, and plundering. What are you even in for at that point? Why are you a pirate?
When you mention the deity, the patron deity being defaced, he pulls the dagger away. He doesn't resheath it. He's still holding it at your neck, but it's no longer touching your flesh. It's the first thing that man did when we brought him aboard was drove the captain mad. None of the decisions he makes are his own volition. You understand that? We take our lot in life, but we're not killers. Puts his dagger back in his boot. Stands up. This time tomorrow, you'll hear 2 knocks at the door. That's when you make your move. If you fail...
Right, you be ready. We'll be ready too.
If you fail, we'll send you all into the drink. The necromancer will have to start over. But if you succeed, you'll have a mutiny on your hands.
Sounds fun.
He points his dagger over at Adric. The only other one who has addressed him since he's been in the room. He says, "We call that plausible deniability. I'm going to tell him it's your idea."
Fair enough.
Points back at the Dragonborn. He says, "That one." Then he points over at Orphan. He says, "That one. They stay in chains."
What?
Then
Is there a particular reason?
he looks at you like dumbfounded. Like he doesn't understand what you just said. "What do you mean, is there a reason? They're monsters." He knocks on the door. The guard outside opens it.
Which is the bigger monster? The one that defaces the shrine to your personal god, or the one who kills that person?
And your plea falls on deaf ears. He backs out of the room. Door closes. Iron bar slides back into place.
I will convey the telepathic part of the conversation to the group.
Oh, he was not. He was not conversing with telepathy.
my
His
half
was all out loud. Everybody heard what
Yeah,
he
my
said.
half was, though.
Okay. So now everybody knows what was just said. The Dragonborn did not like hearing that.
Of course he didn't.
He looks,
I don't
at this
either.
point, he looks half crazed. He has not been fed well. He has been locked up in this position forever. He looks like he's about to go nutsack.
How does Swint and our catatonic partners feel about this?
Swint, as the various plans have been batted back and forth, he likes the ones about destroying the locks. He likes the ones about, he especially likes the mutiny idea. He doesn't so much like bartering for money. You get the idea that he would like to work aboard a ship, but he doesn't really have the ability to be at the front line of the skirmish.
Gotcha.
Fred loves everything you guys have said. Every idea that has come out of your mouths, he is all for. In fact, he's actually getting a little antsy because you guys have been discussing this for 2 days now and nothing has come of it yet. He's like, are you guys all talk, or are we going to do something, or what's going on? But he likes this mutiny idea. He's very good. He likes the idea of having the big pirate man on his side. The girl has given no indication. And again, the farmer is still resigned to death.
So I'm gonna say, well, I hope that you guys know that if you go along with his terms, I'm not helping.
Oh.
Well, if you go along with his terms, you'll be shackled to the wall, so of course you wouldn't be helping. I wouldn't hold it against you.
Look, friend, if I can get out of here and get my hands on some tools, I'll get you out of those shackles.
No, I mean, you don't get a distraction if you go along with his terms.
Oh.
I'm not helping at all.
I agree.
So
no
Adric's out?
Anyone should be... No. I mean, as long as this guy's... No, I mean, like, Adric fully intends to let the Dragonborn man loose once he's loose. That's gonna be...
Does he communicate this to us?
Yeah.
Okay. And Adric shrugs his... Doesn't matter to me, he looks over...
If there's a fight, stay near the back and hope that the crew doesn't see you at first. My only concern is I want to have the crew on our side, at least until we get the ship under our control. So just try and stay out of the limelight.
But you will free us.
Yes, there's no way I'm leaving you here.
Alright then.
Fred chuckles and shrugs, looks at Orphan and says, "Why are you in such a rush, love? Stay back here with me, we'll snuggle."
At this question,
that,
my only concern is, do we free the girl, or is she in more danger if we do? I mean...
Do you ask her?
Yeah, she hasn't responded to anything else. I'll ask her if she thinks she'd be safer, if she could at least move around when we try and break out.
She doesn't even seem to notice that you mentioned her.
What about the old man?
Traeger sighs very deeply. He says, "I won't stand in your way, but there's nothing out there for me."
Alright, we'll free you after we've got control of the ship, then.
Right, and you see, every time you look over at Swent, you see he's trying to do a good job of concealing his knife. It's not a proper weapon, it's a dinner knife. He's got, it's not a dagger, but he's not letting go of it. Like, he's got it clutched in his left hand, he's like trying to hold it under one of his legs. He is ready to pounce.
That is his life. That is his entire existence. Is that butter knife, and he is the butter knife.
And he tells you,
do you
he's
think
very
you
straight
can
with
pick
you.
these locks with a dagger?
No, you can't pick the locks with a dagger. You need.
I think I already asked that.
Yeah, that was the first thing he asked.
I was asked if there was anything, a bit of twine or anything I could try to shove in there and pick these locks with, and he wouldn't let me.
Nah, but yeah, Swent. He's very straight with you. He seems very honest. He says, "I don't know how to navigate, but I could work the ropes. I can clean the decks. Just give me that chance." Fred offers to drink the rum.
Can I do a I have insight. Can I do an insight check on our dragon to see what he wants to do if this crap happens, if he's going to help?
You wouldn't even need to make an insight check. Every time it looks like he's going to be freed, like when Adric spoke up and said, "I'm going to free this Dragonborn," he looks ready to go. As soon as his hands are free, he's going to dive for the door.
Well, is he going to not? Is he going to help us, or is he just going to bolt?
Without asking him, you wouldn't know. What insight would be for is if he says something to you, you could use insight to try to determine if he's lying or if he has an ulterior motive.
Gotcha.
You're just trying to look at him and glean what's on his face. You have no. First of all, you can't see most of his face. He's got horse bridle over it.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about Dragonborns to know how I feel about him at this point. Other than it looks like he could help us in a fight.
Zook, make me an intelligence check, DC 10.
Ooh, my intelligence is not particularly good. What is that? Oh, I got 16 minus 1, so
15.
I got 15.
That horse bridle looks extremely expensive.
Oh.
It looks
That's right,
very
it is made of
valuable
silver.
indeed. Gnomes have dark
very
vision, don't they?
Everyone has dark vision in this edition.
I don't
I
think
have
you
dark
do.
vision.
No, humans don't. Humans never get it.
Humans don't.
I'll get that at second level.
Oh, did you take a feat? You did. Moderately armed. Okay. Because Tarin was the only one who could start with a feat. But I see it on the sheet here now. Okay.
Knowing if something is valuable comes out of intelligence for me.
Yeah, because it's book learning. It's something you would have had to learn along the way.
Oh.
And because you're a
probably should have
thief
been
and you have an
better.
eye for shiny things, it looks very valuable indeed.
Okay. I'm definitely interested in snagging that thing if we can get off his face, but I am definitely not going to try to do it right now.
So yeah, the plan was you're going to hear 2 knocks tomorrow, and you have to be ready to make your move by then.
Yep.
Okay.
So these shackles have got to come off by then, if that's the plan.
Oh, by then. I thought that would be our signal to start removing them. Did I pick that up?
No, he told you, I'm going to knock on the door twice. That's when you make your move.
Alright, so I guess after a couple hours, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast this stupid shackle.
Alright, it is
Alright,
AC
I'm
10,
gonna-
and it's got 5 hit points.
So smite a hit. +5.
I'm gonna listen for any signs of approaching
I hit it.
guards while he's doing that.
This is my
Yeah, me
damage roll. No bonus.
Tarin is actually sitting closest to the door. Tarin, you could actually get your ear up against the door if you wanted to listen for the guards
Nah,
outside.
probably not when I'm casting a spell. This is kind of very delicate work here. So I blasted off with a ray of bizarre starlight.
Alright. Who's you blasting? Your own?
Yeah.
You all see Tarin hold his left hand over his right arm, which is totally numb by now. It has no feeling in it. And he holds his left hand as far back as he can. Like, he looks like this is gonna hurt. And he lets forth this ray of starlight at the shackle. And you feel... What does it feel? What kind of damage is it?
It's force, I think.
Just force? So you just feel a very intense pressure. Like, you feel the bone inside of your wrist kind of rattle back and forth. But the bolts on either side of the shackle give way first. And they shoot off. The shackle comes loose. And,
Alright.
hold on, let me roll this real quick. Oh, damn. Both of the bolts hit Adric in the head for...
Ow. Ow.
So your shackle is free.
I'm going to try and work on Zook next and see Zook next because he seems like he'd be the most handy in terms of
Okay.
give him some tools and he might be able to get some of the others off. So this is my attack roll. And I miss.
You know what, we're just going to say that you get these eventually.
Yeah, it's not
Because
gonna,
it's
I
a
could take
cantrip,
10 and
so.
hit them.
Alright.
Okay. I'll free everyone. I'll ask the Dragonborn, can you remain calm at least until his head?
This is 2 knocks. I wait for 2 knocks.
Alright.
Good.
Alright, so
Let's do this.
I'm gonna use this opportunity to how so I can go about 30 feet up from us with a sound.
Yeah, 30 feet any direction.
Alright, so I'm gonna try to make a 30 feet up like a terrible moaning noise.
Okay. Are you trying to aim
Try-
anywhere in particular, or are you trying to aim like the top of the deck, or where are you trying to make this happen?
Yeah, from the top of the deck, like far away from the hold, if in case anyone heard that happening, that they'll have something else to investigate.
Okay. Yeah, you go ahead. You hear it. You hear it muffled through the 2 decks above you.
Okay.
You know what?
That's creepy.
I can't in good conscience let the old man and the young girl still be shackled and actually have to be in these positions. So I'll do the old man first. Is he at least willing to let me blast his shackle?
Yeah, he sits aside. He goes ahead and he's
What
happy
about
to have his hand
What about
free.
the girl? Is she? Do I have to move her off the shackle, or is she? I mean, she's basically non-responsive.
When you approach her, she shrinks as far back into the wall as she possibly can, and she holds her hand, her free hand, up towards you, and she says, "No, no, no."
Not going to hurt you. I'm just
Those are the
relax.
first words she said.
And it wasn't even the word "no"; it was a vocal gesture. You didn't understand the word
Oh.
itself, but you took the meaning like she doesn't want anything to do with you. And no, she is sitting on top. She's like got her hand tucked way up against the wall, and she's got her like she has one of her legs tried to twist it to get over it, and the blanket is draped over that. She's contorted herself to put as much of her body between her wrist and you as possible.
Oh, okay.
Where's the shackle chained to the wall or whatever?
Not to the wall, to the floor.
So it's under her.
Yeah, all of your arms were on the floor. She's like got her whole body pressed on top of it, and
so
the blanket is
we
draped over
can't
it.
just okay. All right,
She's very small. She's very small. You could force her to move if you wanted to. It would not take much doing.
Right now, I'm just worried about her being in pain from the stress. I mean, if forcing her is going to be more stress than it's worth right now.
She's very visibly in pain. I mean, all of you, your arms are just pins and needles at this point. In fact, Adric's a dwarf, isn't he?
Adric, yeah.
Yeah, then the shackle's probably biting into your flesh some because you're stockier than most. But
yeah,
like you know she's in pain. You know she's in.
Adric, could you just hold her down as gently as possible while I do this?
Is Adric pondering this?
Yes.
So you're
gonna,
okay. Okay. What is the status of Adric's beard? I feel this is important information for all of this.
Raggedy and unkempt right now because he hasn't had time to groom it.
Ugh, mine is disgustingly unkempt.
Okay. Hey, I just got an achievement for Tabletop Simulator. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got one too. It was what was it? The peace one?
I think so.
Is that for like sitting still for a long time?
No, that's playing for an hour without flipping the table.
We've never gotten that before.
I got that one before.
While this has been going on, did Destil free the Dragonborn completely?
As far as I know, that is not happening.
Yeah, I'll blast his shackles. I mean, at that point, we can just cut the mask off, right?
Yeah, I could use my dagger to cut his mask off. I'm really eyeing that silver mask of his too.
All right, you move him aside. Well, let's resolve the girl first. What was the what's the plan with the girl?
In common, lady. He wants to let you loose.
She glances her head over you as she's shaking nervously, and she doesn't give any indication that she understood you.
In Dwarvish, lady, he wants you to let you loose.
Yeah, same response.
I'm gonna use my mental stuff and make
lady. He wants to let you loose.
And she didn't understand that either. Now, your telepathy, though.
Directly into her head, as long as she has a language. This is a persuasion roll.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make it.
That would be a 8.
An 8. You got an 8?
And I'm just going to say into her mind, we're not going to hurt you. Let us try and at least get you out of that shackle.
That seems to calm her down a little bit. And she says something to you, motioning to your left hand where she's seen the starlight blast come from. Motions to your left hand. She seems very fearful of it. But that said, she does seem to have calmed down some.
Has she moved off the shackle?
She's like relaxed her body a little bit, but the blanket is still over it.
I'm going to think, can you just move off of the shackle so I can get a clear shot at it?
Make another persuasion roll. Ooh, you got to be the 19.
Nope.
For those of you in chat, I'm rolling the dice on my actual table. I'm not letting you use
I
the
got
dice.
another 8.
So I got a 19 as far as you know. I'm using the Twitch fourth wall as my DM screen. No, the 8's not enough. She shakes her head. She's very fearful. She doesn't want anything to do with this blast of starlight. So if you're going to do it, you're going to have to have somebody hold her off of it for the moment that it takes.
Adric, could you just lift her up for a moment?
I'm worried about her screaming, you guys.
I don't want to do that.
You're wasting your time. They could knock it any second.
Yeah, I want to get this. I want to get our Dragonborn friend ready to go.
Okay.
You want to?
Fred seems disappointed. I've heard the screams of many women. I find them charming.
All right, Fred is creeping me the hell out now.
All right, Fred, look.
He just laughs.
Like, I love you like a bro, but what you got to understand is we're trying to not die. Her screaming makes us die.
Oh, but Adric, we're already dead. This is purgatory. This is the afterlife. We all made it together.
What's your fucking AC? What is his fucking AC? Nat 20. Let's go, dude.
Did he really roll a 20? What are you doing to him?
I'm punching him in the gut.
Where's this 20?
It's right there.
Damn, roll damage. I think it's a D6, isn't it?
D4.
Aren't you a monk?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a D3.
It's like a
usually.
D3
It's a D3.
normally.
That's right.
Yeah, D4 plus 3 max damage.
You get
7.
You get 7 damage. You get him right in the gut, and you see the wind go out from him, and he collapses to the ground, and he holds his hand
my
up,
knuckles.
and you see he's trying to chuckle. Like, okay.
Crack my knuckles as he starts to laugh. Crack my knuckles.
Message received, friend. Do what you have to do. And he's on the ground, and he looks like in bad shape. You crumpled him.
Great.
All right, that's more than enough. Let's.
So now we've got 5 fighting men.
You don't get the indication that Fred was going to do much fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I could have hidden behind him.
It's true. You could have.
I'm little.
All right, now that we have a bit of mobility, I can look behind the Dragonborn and see if they have anything that isn't makeshift holding him back. I'm hoping since
Yeah, no, he
everything's
moves out of the way. They have a thick cord tied around his hand, very tightly. You can see it biting into the. He's got very thin, not exactly scales, but not exactly skin either, covering
Zook,
his,
you think you can get
his
your knife
lower
in there?
arms. And
I'd
this
certainly
cord
try if
is
you-
biting into his skin.
You might have to slit it and then work it free. That'd probably be safer.
Gonna be delicate work.
I think you're the gnome for it.
If you take 10, you'll be able to do it. I mean, it'll take some time, but it's clearly injuring him. This cord is they took no precautions, or they took every precaution. They took no chances with this Dragonborn getting free.
I tell him I definitely want to. I'm going to be careful, but I'm going to try to cut him out of there. It's going to be delicate work.
He regards you suspiciously, but he nods, and he sits back calmly, and he puts his head against the back wall, and with his good eye, he's just glaring forward.
All right, I need to roll 20 on this.
No, you can take 20. What that means is you have as much time as you need to take it, so you can just act like you rolled a 20.
Okay.
That's what that means. So whatever the DC of this check was, which it wouldn't have been very high anyway, but if you have all the time in the world to take an action and you really do it perfectly, you could just pretend like you took a 20.
Okay.
So you do, and it takes some doing. This cord, it's made out of some kind of metal mesh, but it's not very strong. Your knife is stronger. And you get it in there, and at first you don't think you'd be able to cut through it. It seems like he tightened it himself quite a bit just by struggling against it. But eventually you get it loose enough to where you can get your fingers in, and then from there you can untie him.
And at the same, I also want to go ahead and cut his muzzle off.
That's much easier. He's got a leather strap back there. You can just either untie it or slice it off.
Okay, I asked him if he's going to. He already said he was going to wait for 2. I just sort of say, okay, you're going to wait for 2 knocks.
And he nods.
Okay, I'm going to cut his glorious looking silver bit off of him.
Okay.
And pocket it.
Well, you can't pocket the bridle. I mean, it's almost as big as you are. This thing's meant to go over a horse's head, and you're a small creature. Like, this thing's too big for his head, really.
All right. Well,
Could you wear it as a shirt?
I think it might hurt my stealth score. I'm going to note its location and try to come back for it later.
I'll put it this way: it's too big to conceal on your person.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
as soon as
all right,
he's
so
free, I mean, as soon as he's got it all off, he stands up and he stretches all of his muscles in his body, and then he just shoulders his way forward to the door. So
Okay.
he muscles all the way past you, so he's like on top of. Well, that's not gonna work. Here, let's take that off the grid, and let's take Destil off the grid. Destil's Mr. Game and Crotch, and they're still on the grid. Awesome. Oh, I didn't click apply. Always click apply, kids. There we go. There we go. Okay. Better. So what he's done now is he's moved up against the door, back into where Destil used to be shackled, and he's pressed his back up against it, and he's turned his head so his bad eye is right up against the wall, and he's just waiting. And then he looks at you, he looks at Tarin, and he holds up his hand. He holds up 2 of his claws. 2 knocks.
Yep, 2 knocks.
So everybody right now is unshackled except for the girl with the blanket.
Yep.
Let's go ahead.
All right.
I'm going to promote
I fully
everybody
intend
so
to come
everybody
back.
can ungrid things. That'll be easier for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Because this might start to come in play here. Everybody's promoted.
Is there any? Is this a completely open room, or is there somewhere I can take cover to fling a dagger from if I needed to?
Well, one of the masts comes up through the ship here, as you can see where Nich is trying to stand on. So right now, Orphan has her back pressed up against the mast, and her tail is kind of coiled around the bottom of it. The girl with the blanket can't be moved. She's in that position.
Which isn't a bad way.
The farmer goes ahead and moves into the back of the room. I should have ungridded all these anyway, but I didn't. I'm bad. It's only going to matter in this room. Outside of this room is not going to matter much.
All right, so
As soon as Fred is able, he crawls to the back himself, up next to the farmer.
Good. That's a good place for him.
So everybody right-click your marker, uncheck the grid box, and then click apply. You should all have access to that. Okay.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm ungridded now. I just see there I am.
So what's the plan if they decide to attack us because we release the Dragonborn and the? I'm hoping it'll be too chaotic for that to matter.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm banking on.
I'm wanting to get behind this mask so I can get my extra hit if I have to.
Okay.
I mean,
so you're trying to stay concealed?
do your best not to attack. Just if we have to, we'll fight the crew too. But I'd much rather just deal with this necromancer.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm just being cautious. Can I move over here?
But if you're trying to stay concealed, Zook, go ahead and roll a stealth check. That'll determine whether or not you're concealed at the start of the fight.
All right.
Snake.
Where'd my dice go?
You knocked the Dragonborn over. That was not a good idea.
Is there anything in here that would suffice as an improvised weapon?
The poo bucket.
Poopy bucket. I like that idea.
I'll grab the bar off the back of the door once it's open.
Do I need to move, or am I just concealed where I'm at?
You'd have the only place to hide yourself would be behind one of the other people in the room or behind the other side of the mast.
Yeah, so right about there. Oh god. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? If we switch places, it'd probably be better. Whoop.
Okay, so I'm concealed because I rolled a 20, so I'm pretty darn concealed.
So you got Swent behind you guys. He's holding his knife. He's ready to go.
Okay.
Swent is green, right?
Now, if
Yeah.
you want to be in front, Adric, my AC is crap without armor.
I'm fine with that.
I'll stay. I'll go up front a little bit.
So Orphan is not making any motion to pretend like she's still restrained. She is very clearly been cut loose.
She's not going to leave the little hole, like the jail cell here.
Okay.
Out of since everyone said at least stay back until the mutiny gets underway, but she is not going to pretend like she's restrained for at least for the initial fight.
Okay.
Yeah, our Dragonborn friend is right up at the door.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
there's
the
no
Dragonborn
pretending.
is-
Yeah,
Give it away.
Yeah,
turn.
as soon as those knocks happen, it's gonna be let's go video games.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try one more thing. And we're working with the crew here, right? And I'm thinking this to the Dragonborn's mind.
He doesn't respond. He just looks at you, and you can get that glare from his eye, and that's it.
2 knocks.
I just shrugged everyone else then.
Okay.
So, no, unfortunately, you have no idea what's going to happen when this door opens. It's very much up in the air.
Oh, mercy.
See,
I
you're
don't
all
know.
already raring for a fight. That's still 6 hours off because it's not mid-morning yet. But the time rolls around, and at the usual time where you would receive your hardtack, you don't. The door doesn't open. Nothing comes in. Nothing goes out. Maybe half an hour passes from that point, and you hear on the door. Then a minute or so later, you hear the bar slide away. The Dragonborn looks back at all of you and holds up 2 claws.
I nod at him.
I'm surprised he waited that long.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm just hiding still.
He barrels forward. Well, first of all, let's all go do with an initiative check here. That is a D20 plus your initiative bonus.
That is what's my initiative bonus? That is 3.
Just keep the numbers in your head for now. I'm going to ask for them in a second.
Okay.
Awesome.
Open up the notepad here.
I see we're all rolling like toilets for initiative. That's fine.
Any 20s?
Let the dragon go first. It's fine.
I'm gonna count down from 20. Okay. Actually, I don't have the Dragonborn's character sheet open. I should probably get that out. That would be very useful to have at this juncture, I would think. I'm glad we've had this character sheet Google Docs thing. This makes things a lot easier to keep things straight.
Yeah, that's a nice sheet.
Yep, that is a nice thing.
Alright, so I'm going to count back from 19. When you hear your number, just say, yo! 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Holy shit, guys. 15.
Yo!
15, that was Zook. 14. 11. That's no, 13 is next.
Yes.
12.
12, yeah.
12. 11. 10. 9.
Keep
8.
going. Keep going.
7.
Keep going.
6.
Keep going.
5.
Keep going.
Tarin acts
4.
at 5.
Oh, Tarin acts at 5. Oh,
Tarin acts
nice.
at 5. 3.
4. 4. I got the 4.
You got 4.
I got 4.
You guys suck. What good is being hidden at the start of battle going to do me if I'm going to go before all of you guys?
Well, you go before the bad guys too, so they don't see it coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
Alright, so that's the initiative order. Everybody can see that on screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I wish there was a way to put like a transparent background behind this notepad to make it easier to read. But I've got it written down on my sheet here too, so.
Adric, what's your actual AC without armor?
16.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys
oh,
are-
nice.
Mine's 12.
that AC number you see there is probably never going to change.
Oh yeah, mine. I don't have armor on, so that AC should probably be changed.
Hey, let's go down to 10
One
plus
less
your
if
dex
you're wearing
mod.
leather.
Alright, before we do this combat, I'm going to make sure my AC's on, because I'm boiling in here. Now would be a good time to pee, McClain.
I'm actually good for now.
It's tinkle time.
What the hell? I'll go before we leave.
Make me turn this combat encounter around. I don't know why this headset isn't charging.
I know, right, Elisar?
Alright, man, air conditioning is on, pants come off.
Combat time is when pants come off.
Alright, so Zook, you got the first action.
Oh, before anything happens? Before
Yep.
any bad guys show up?
What you can do is hold your action if you don't have anything to do right now. You can hold your action, declare a trigger and an action, and if that trigger happens, so does the action.
I don't know if I should ready or sneak out the door. Can I move in stealth since I'm in stealth now, or is it just where I'm hidden?
Once you move out into the open, you don't know how well lit it is on the other side of that door. It hasn't opened yet. Dragonborn's going to bust it open on his turn. He goes on 11. So you can stay hidden for here and hold your action to say, like, if a pirate enters the room, I shiv him, etc. Or if the door opens, I rush out and attack whatever's there, something along those lines.
Yeah, I'm gonna ready the action. If a pirate comes, I stab him, and then I stab him again. Because I have my double stab if I have advantage, which I should if I'm since I'm hidden.
If you remain hidden, what I'll do is I'll have them roll. What was your stealth check? What was the number?
What I rolled?
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 20.
You rolled a 20? Well, that's going to beat their
I
passive
actually rolled a 20.
perception easily. So on their turns, I'd roll their active perception, because since they're looking in the room, and if... I mean, it's going to be really hard for them to beat a 20, but as long as they don't, they won't see you.
Okay.
I'm just checking to see...
Action.
what spells Tarin has. You have access to Arms of Hadar and Armor of Agathis.
Yeah, is there any water in the room?
Poo bucket.
Does that count as
Even
water
better.
for material component?
Sure.
Okay.
There's H2. There's H2O in your run.
You know what's funny is Vorpal's playing the same kind of warlock you are, and this is almost his exact same spell list from level 1. Like, this is what he was using. That Armor of Agathis is great.
Spells at level 1.
But yeah, I'm ready. Okay, so I'm readying the action. Shiv a dude if he comes in.
So if a pirate enters the room, you're gonna shiv him. Okay.
Yep.
Orphan, what's
Well,
up?
Shit, because we have the crews on our side, right?
Supposedly.
Supposedly, you have no idea how many or what's actually going on.
Well, I don't want to ship a guy who's on our side.
That you might want to word the trigger as like if I notice a pirate acting hostile towards a friendly or something like that.
If a hostile pirate comes in, I
Okay.
shiv a dude.
I will take that in the best intention.
Okay.
What about you, Orphan?
Okay, so moving it, like opening a door, that's part of a move action, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to open the door.
You're gonna open the door?
Yeah.
Okay, you have to muscle the Dragonborn out of the way first.
Oh, is he like right up in
He's
front
standing in front of the door. On his turn, he's gonna break the door down.
of me? Okay,
And that's
but
next.
it was unbarred, right? We heard that happen?
You heard the bar, yeah, you heard 2 knocks, and the bar slid away, but the door did not open. It opens outward.
Okay,
But yes, you're right. Opening a door does not count as an action. That counts as just a part of your turn. You can totally do it.
alright, can I try and nudge him out of the way?
He doesn't... You would probably have a fight on your hands if you did.
Okay. Let's see. I suppose I'll hold an action then.
Okay, what are you holding for?
I'm holding for
Same thing
when the
as
doors.
Zook?
Yeah. Because I'm not supposed to leave the hold so that like my presence doesn't destroy the mutiny.
Okay.
But I kind of get the feeling that like rushing out there and killing a bunch of guys is gonna make a mistake because obviously the people who unbar the door are gonna be on our side.
Also because they think you're a demon, so you have that.
There's
For those of you who don't know in chat, a Tiefling is like part mortal. Like they're mortal creatures, but they're part demon. Like Nick's character actually has horns and a tail. She looks like... Somebody link a picture of the 5th edition Tiefling in the chat if you can. But yeah, he looks like a fiend. That's why people are fearful of him.
All right. So if my attempt to gently nudge the Dragonborn out of the way failed, then I'm just gonna I'm actually not even gonna hold an action this turn. I'm just gonna wait and see what happens.
Just wait for play out. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's what happens. The Dragonborn rears back and puts his shoulder into this door. Blows it open. And you get a look into room 17 here, which is relatively well lit. It has some oil lanterns. There's 2 oil lanterns in the room hanging from the rafters above.
Okay.
And it is very clearly a hold. Like this is the main storage. Nothing really valuable. There's no martial equipment in here. There's barrels of feed. There's kegs of grog. Things for maintaining, repairing the ships, like bound up sails and things of that nature.
Anything shiny?
And no, there's not that you can see. You would have to take a search action in the room to look for something valuable, and which you're.
It can wait.
And there are 2 very confused fighters on the other side of the door that were standing there guarding it. One of them is blown backward onto his rump by the force of the door hitting him. The other one is reaching down for his rapier. You clearly have surprise on them.
They don't look like they're on. They aren't expecting us to leave the hold.
They were not expecting it at all, and the Dragonborn wastes no time. He opens his mouth, and an unearthly cold fills the room, and you see he blasts shards of ice out of the hole in the front of his face. It frosts over several of the barrels of the door, it frosts over the side of the stairwell leading upstairs, and both of these fighters catch the brunt of it.
Damn.
They both get to make a save, which they both passed, actually. That's nice.
So are they?
Right now they're
Are they
writhing.
still-
Right now they're writhing in pain. Like they just got this dragon frost just coats all over their skin. Like I said, they're not wearing very heavy armor. They're just looks like they're just wearing padded armor, even just clothes over that. One of them's reaching for his rapier, and you see his hand frost to the hilt of his rapier, and he can't get it out, and he's wrestling with it. The other one on the ground is shielding his eyes with his arms, and he just lets out a scream. And as he does, you start hearing the sounds of fighting throughout the rest of the ship.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. The mutiny is actually happening for us.
Yay.
Next up is Swent, but Swent sees a lot of able fighters standing in the doorway before him, and he can't really see out the door. He sees the dragon breath, clearly, and he's amazed and a little bit terrified to move.
Do I actually see the dragon breath from my position?
Yes, everybody, you feel it. You feel the cold in the room condense a little bit. But yes, everybody saw that. He blew dragon breath straight out. You know, I better get some guards up in here. That might help. Let's make them yellow. What do you think?
Sure.
Because they just peed themselves.
Because they just peed themselves, yes. Oh, they're over here. That's nice. There they are.
Hey,
Two
fellas.
guards.
They snap to a grid. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to take that off. Hopefully, we won't normally need to do this, but for this boat, we're kind of cramped in here.
Yeah.
So yeah, the one guy, this is the one who's trying to draw his rapier. He's frosted. He's like wrestling with it in the... It's not even a proper scabbard for a rapier. It's just a loop in his belt, but his hand is frosted to it. He can't get it out. This guy here was blown prone by having the door knocked into him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's prone. When you're prone, you have to spend half your movement to get up, but you can still take an action. But they don't actually get actions this turn because they were surprised. So Tarin, you're up.
I am going to pick up the poo bucket and cast the most disgusting armor of Agathis of all time.
Poo armor.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Tarin looks a little nauseated as he reaches his hand in the bucket, sloshes around for a second, pulls out a tendril of nastiness, and he casts Armor of Agathist.
I speak otherworldly words. The starlight from stars that you should never see coalesces around me, and I seem a little bit strengthened by it.
And poopy.
The way this spell works is if he gets hit with a melee attack, his attacker takes 5 frost damage. So in this sense, it would be like 5 urine damage. So.
I was gonna say, does he take extra poo damage?
And I got 5 temp HP off it.
Yes. Okay, so there's your armor. Hope you're proud of yourself.
Is there any room to move into the melee, or am I still too cramped?
Right now, this man here is blocking the door. He's still standing. You can move past friendlies if you want with no penalty, but you can't end on their space.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. So I don't have any space. My one question: the bar that was holding the door, is it attached to the wall or is it freeform? Is it freestanding?
No, it's freestanding. Right now, it's like propped up against the side of the stairwell.
Okay, my next action will probably be to mage hand that over as a makeshift club.
Okay.
Seems good.
Mage
Seems
hand is a
legit.
cantrip, right?
Yeah, but it's still an action to cast it, I think.
Yes.
You said that one guard is frosted to a rapier?
Actually, Tarin, you cast a spell. I'm taking this away.
Yep.
Get it back after a short rest.
Yep.
Probably not going to be for a while from the look of it.
Okay, so what was your question?
I said, you said guard was frost-handed to a rapier?
He'll be able to attack next round. This round you caught him so off guard. You guys got what's called the surprise round. But they've made no notice that they've seen you. As far as you know, you're still in stealth. In fact, let me go ahead and make the perception checks right now.
I just want that rapier. I'm good with him.
Okay. You'd have to disarm him, which is kind of difficult.
Oh. Maybe someone will kill him for me.
And as a small creature, you're actually probably better off with a dagger.
What are you doing, Adric?
All right.
I think the rapier is large.
This guy
At
that's
least
standing
it's
up
not
here in the
small.
door with his looking like a chump with his hand frosted to his weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just walk right up and saunter right up to him. Give him the deadly uppercut.
The doubly uppercuts.
Yep.
All right, roll it. And then if you hit with this one, you can make the bonus action roll, right?
Yep.
Okay.
19 plus
That hits.
my 5. Yep.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
So D4 plus 3 of damage.
Yeah, roll that damage real quick.
5.
Okay. You
Damage.
You dart forward in front of the Dragonborn. Go ahead and put yourself on the square right in front of the Dragonborn there. Kind of here. I'll make a little bit of room for you. You dart forward and just clobber this guy across the face, and you knock him senseless. Are you aiming to kill him?
Not yet. No.
You clobber him, and you just see his eyes just kind of detach from the back of his skull. They go white, and he just goes limp and falls to the floor. Kind of like that. We'll see. So now you can make your unarmed attack, your bonus attack. You can switch targets.
We'll switch targets.
Yeah.
The other guy's prone, right?
He's prone, so you have advantage on the roll.
All right. Yeah. Just kick him in the kidney. That sounds good.
All right.
I'd see 13 or 18.
That'll hit.
Plus 5.
That's good. You're good on that. Let's go ahead and roll that damage.
D4 plus 3 is 6.
6. So yeah, you just drop your boot on this guy's kidney, and he's trying to scramble to his feet, but the wind goes out of him, and he goes slack to the ground, and they are both unconscious. Something like that. And you hear fighting all through above the ship. There's nobody else down here in this room, but you're standing right next to the stairwell, and you hear it very clearly as though the trapdoor above you is open.